So we have finally made it to the part 2 of the Fern collab, meaning that now we get to summon for Fern or Ubel. Both these characters were fairly anticipated, and whenever their kits got released, I saw very mixed reactions. Maybe it's because they weren't the next triple S tier character in the game, which, let's be honest here, chat, that comes like once in a blue moon. Or maybe it's because you guys expected them to do something different based on how they are in the show. Either way, we have two characters that are incredible releasing later tonight, and I want to talk about both of them in depth, talk about what teams you could run them on, some good setups, how good they are for you if you're a brand new player, and give you the most information possible so you can make a decision you're confident in, whether you're summoning or skipping. Fern is just this absolute powerhouse of a character. This character is able to ramp up her true art damage all the way up to 350,000%. That is incredible. Not only is she having this huge true art multiplier, she also has crit rate and super crits in the kit as well. Mind you, this super crit rate and crit rate is just whenever she's above 80% HP, which isn't that hard to do depending on what we're fighting. Now, there's some bosses in the game that will completely negate what Fern is doing here, but for the most part, she's gonna have her crit and her super crit rate online. She also has the ability to increase damage res. You have a super art that's reducing the enemy's water res. Her slots aren't too bad either. She has a heal slot, so that can definitely help her keep above that 80% HP mark. And you know, if you get her true weapon on her, which I would imagine most of you probably will try to do, that's going to increase her damage even more and give her even faster skill CT speed, which the skill is insane on Fern because it gives her so much arc gauge. To me, Fern is just this absolute behemoth of damage. And considering she's a water unit, she's on the perfect team to amplify her damage. Beta, Hoka, and then why not throw on Summer Ilya? And this team has already been shown off in JP. As you see in the training battle, Fern is out here hitting for 2.7 billion. It's not the highest damage that we've seen in the game, but still that is effortless damage right there. It is so simple to play Fern and set her up. As long as you have 2 support units on the team, she's going to be able to dish out damage. You literally pop her super art, and then after that, spam your true art over and over and over, and there you go. Bosses just get blown up in front of you. Are a few negatives. For one, she has that whole reset mechanic where if you use anything else apart from the true art, when you're using her modifier will drop all the way back down to just 70k base. That kind of sucks. I really wish it was just removing like 1 stack of her true art, because every single time that you have to refresh your super art, you will have to opt in for losing all your true art stacks. Same thing if you're using her art, for an example. If you guys watched my perfect start video in Grand Summoners, which if you're just starting to play the game now, I highly recommend you check that out after this video. In that video, I talked about how Ubel was one of the other reroll targets. You get art gauge on the true art, you get crit res down, you get super art damage on the art, you get even damage res down with the skill, and she's able to give 70 art gauge to not only herself, but also any other Earth ally that may be on your team. That 70 art gauge is going to be insane, especially if you have War God Finn on the team, because you're going to load into a quest, everybody's going to have 120 art gauge right from the get-go. But not only is she going to be good in Mono Earth, she's going to be great in a lot of other setups. If you just started playing the game and you wanted picking up her and Frieren, you have 2 archers that can work together really well. And they can be kind of your foundation as you build up your account, and you could just run around with these guys for quite a while. Not to mention, Ubel has accuracy in her kit. I know accuracy is just kind of thrown around everywhere, but I really like how Ubel just has that accuracy tacked onto the kit. So if you are someone that was lacking in the accuracy attacker, you have her to be able to counter all these nasty evasion bosses now. Of course, just like Fern, I think there's some noticeable things in here that I would love to see change. Even though she does give tons of arc gauge to herself on her art, I would have loved for her skill just to give herself a bit more arc gauge than just 20. I also think that Ubel would have been really cool with the accuracy passive. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I think it's Summer Mira that has this accuracy passive, where the more accuracy you have, it directly converts it into damage. I think if she had something like that, it would be really dope on her. Or even like the ratio passive, considering she's rocking with all magic and physical slots. And lastly, this doesn't really have anything to do with Ubel, but more so the team that she wants to be on, which is Mono Earth, and I would even further say Mono Earth Magic. It's just not in the best spot right now. Of course, this is going to be remedied in the future more than likely, where we're going to get some crazy Earth Magic characters, but right now, it's not as good as it could be. But Mono Earth itself is a great team for her. Should you summon on this banner, or should you skip? I will say this banner does not have as much value as the initial banner. That's mainly just because these guys don't really offer a ton compared to like how Farron was, but it doesn't necessarily mean this banner is bad. If you're a brand new player, I would highly recommend that you do try to get Ubel if you wind up picking up Farron. Like any other kind of attacker or like damage mitigation character, taunt tank, doesn't matter. You could always just turn to Ubel and your Farron as your two like support pillars. If you're new and you want to pick up Fern on your quest to get Ubel, that's not a bad unit, especially if you do succeed in getting Ubel. You could just throw Fern on a team with them and it's going to be working pretty well. Just know that that's not going to be the best team that Fern could be on. You definitely want to amplify Fern's damage by putting her on more of a mono water setup or more of a magic damage buffing comp with like Star God, for an example. As for the vets, I think both these characters are just two really strong, really solid characters, some of them being a bit funner than others, but I don't think you're missing out on a lot. If you are someone that is interested in actually trying out a bunch of different mono water teams and mono earth teams, I think that both these characters are really cool for you, especially Ubel. She's going to be a great addition to mono earth. That 70 arcade is going to come in so handy, especially running it alongside War God Finn. You're going to be having so much arts and you're going to be insanely fast. But I do kind of feel that if you are running Mono Earth, you kind of need Evil Eye just because she is the damage mitigation character. And if you don't have her, well, you're kind of out of luck then, right? If you did want to skip though, and maybe keep summoning on part 1 or just save for the next collab coming out or whatever else is going to be happening in GS Global, I don't think you're going to be missing too much here. But if you're a new player, summon on this. Ubel's going to be great for your account. As for me, your boy is definitely going to be summoning on this. I am very interested in trying Ubel out with a bunch of different teams. I'm interested in trying Fern out especially and seeing how crazy her damage can be. Oh, and by the way, we are going to be streaming our summons for this. Stay tuned to the channel because I don't know the exact time we're going to be streaming, but I'll let you guys know on Discord, Twitter, and also the community tab on my YouTube. So if you're following any of those, you shouldn't miss it. But of course, you guys let me know down below what you all are going to be doing about the part 2 banner. Are you going to be summoning for the part 2 characters? Are you skipping? Would you rather just go back in on part 1? Let me know all that type of stuff down below in the comment section. Oh, and one more thing before you all leave, don't forget to drink water.